All right, so writers, today we're going to celebrate for Jaden and Layla. Layla, why don't we talk a little bit about what you did as a writer? Would you like to tell them, class, what you did? We're not going to read it all. We'll just tell them what you did as a writer. Or would you like me to help you? Okay, so when Layla went off to write, she really quickly came up with a feeling. She decided she was going to write about a time that she was lonely. And she started writing her story. And then as a writer, her job today was to add more details to the middle part of her story, because that was the most important part, the part where she actually was feeling lonely in a pre-K class. So she went back and she added so many sentences about that feeling. Look at this. She went and added all of this detail to the time that she was feeling lonely to tell the reader what it felt like at that moment. Can we celebrate for Layla? And you can have a seat, honey. And when I met with Jaden, he had just sat down. Do you want to tell them what we did together, or would you like me to help you? Okay. So Jaden was having a hard time picking a feeling, and he wanted to write about a time that he was surprised, but he wasn't really sure if he should. So he thought for a minute, like writers do. They always think, and then this is what happened in his brain. He went, oh, remember when you did that? He said, I've got it. I know. Once my family surprised me, and they took me to an amusement park. So that's the story that he's going to write about. That happened to you too? And look at all of the writing that he did today. Can we celebrate for Jaden? Okay, you can have a seat, honey. Okay, so writers, remember, every time you sit down to start a new story, you have another idea that can help you. Think of ideas, another tip for coming up with stories to write about. You can start with a feeling. I'm going to add this to our chart to remind us, because this is what we did today, and I think it really helped you guys as writers. So I'm going to add that right here. Okay? And this little picture here is to remind you that your feelings are in your heart. So if you can't think of something to write about, think of all those feelings that you have in your heart, and that's going to help you to come up with a story to write about. Okay? And I'm just going to remind you, on our feelings chart, some of you came up with a feeling that wasn't even here. So I'm going to add the feeling frustrated, because I know some of you wrote about feeling frustrated today, right? So I'm going to add that feeling to our chart. And as we come up with more feelings, we can add them to our chart. Okay? So writers, every time you sit down to start a new story, you have lots of ways to help you think of what you can write about. And today we focused on thinking of a feeling and writing a story about that feeling. Okay?